Well, hey, mamas. Welcome to a new series all about your teens study sessions. So, we are talking about the plan today, the plan that your child needs to have in place before sitting down to actually get that homework done, to actually prepare for that test or do any type of studying. So, I'm curious, before I share these kind of three questions, these three parts of the plan, I want to know, what is your teen studying for today? Is there a final? Is there a test? Is there just some general review going on? Let me know down below. Do also know I would love to talk to you, love to talk to your teens about study sessions and about study skills. And there's a link for a free consultation in the description. But we're going to talk about that more after we talk about these three questions, these three parts of creating your teens' plan for that next study session. So we got to start with the classes, okay? Like, what are we actually studying? Is your teen worried about a certain class? Is there a test in a certain class? Or are we just playing catch up, okay? Or is it just like a normal night and there's nothing big going on? We just have homework to do, okay? So start with that. Your teen needs to know, okay, what am I actually focusing on here? Like I said, is it a class? Is it a chapter? Like, we could go really, really detailed here. And the more detailed we go with what we're studying, what we're focusing on in that session, the better a study session it's going to be. Okay. Now, obviously, helping your team keep track of what assignments are due, what tests are coming up, all of that stuff. That comes down to time management. That comes down to organization, which are study skills I teach. Okay. Now, another part of the plan when your teen gets ready to sit down and study is to figure out how long he's going to be studying for. Okay. Now, I would tell you that your teen might need to study for 2 or 3 hours based on how many things he needs to focus on, how many classes, how many tests, all that stuff. But do you know, we don't want your teen to sit down and study for hours upon hours at a time. Okay, we need to build in some breaks. We need to build in some time to eat, to sleep, to all of these other things. Okay, so have your teen really figure out how long it's going to take for each thing, which is part of time management. Okay, knowing this assignment, it's like the fifth one of this type for this teacher. The other ones have taken me 10 minutes. I assume this is going to take 10 minutes too. Oh, this is like a final or a midterm or like a really, really big test or a really, really big project. I probably need more than an hour for this. Okay, so we really have to help your teens figure out how long per thing and how long total for that session. And remember, sessions can be broken up. Okay, so if your teen is sitting there and you haven't seen him move for like an hour, we need your teen to get up and go to the bathroom, get up and move, take some kind of break. Now, we don't want an hour study session and then an hour break. That's not going to work. But we definitely want your teen to be up and moving, I'd say at least every hour, if not every half hour. Okay, effectiveness literally goes down. And when I say effectiveness, just literally how much your teen's understanding, how much your teen is accomplishing, how much your teen is really learning and retaining. Okay. Now, these two questions we've already talked about, what's classes, what topics, and then how long, are very, very important and are essential to the plan. But there's even more important question we haven't talked about yet. Before I share what that is, though, I want to say thanks for watching here on Facebook. Thanks for watching on YouTube. I'm Jessyka Coulter, the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. So hopefully you're a subscriber and or a follower of the Ace Cookie Tutoring channel and page, so that way you got notified that I was going live. If not, encourage you to do that on whichever platform you're watching on, because this is only tip 1. Okay, we're going to be talking about study sessions all week. So if you want your teen to really know what to do when sitting down to study, be sure to follow, be sure to subscribe, and come back for tip number 2. All right. I hope you are ready for this third and final question, and honestly, probably the most important part of creating a plan for study time, and that is the purpose. That's the goal. Okay, what is your teen trying to accomplish by studying? What is the goal of this 30-minute session? This, 2 hours, we're going to chunk into 20-minute sections. We have to know, is that to get ready for that test on Friday? Is it to get done with all the missing work in this class? Okay, we have to know the purpose, because there's a big difference between a 5-minute homework session and a 2-hour studying for all of my finals that are next week session. Okay, so definitely have to have a goal in mind, a purpose in mind, because it's going to give us motivation to get that studying going and to stay focused, but it's also going to help your teen remember, like, why am I sitting here? Like, why am I doing this? Okay, so I know we haven't really talked about learning styles yet. We haven't really talked about tools and locations and all those other things that go into study sessions. So definitely do come back for that information. Do also know I host all sorts of awesome study skills workshops like the one I'm hosting this week. So we can always talk about that one-on-one. And even better, we can talk about the Love to Learn Study Skills program and how I can help your teen personalize his or her learning through study skills like perfect study sessions. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. And remember, go to that link in the description. Choose a day and a time for you, your teen, myself to talk so we can help your teen love to learn through study skills. Have a good night, mamas. Talk to you soon.